106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Let's get this show on the road.
Before you say anything, prepare to shut the fuck up.
Screw me. I ripped ass at the ATM.
McLovin! Nice!
Sit back, relax, and enjoy Irrelevant Platitudes with your hosts, Peter Benici and Lil Dazil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire!
Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to episode number 11. We host Peter Benici and...
Dazil, bringing you all things irrelevant commentary on all things pop culture and relationships. I fucked it this time.
It's okay. Everyone.
Oh.
It's because we've set a standard to
We have.
overthink the introduction. If you want, literally, I can change it so we can just have that as part of the clip.
I feel like, you know what, that's
Anyways, welcome to episode 11.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like that's
okay.
a good idea.
It is fun watching someone make a mistake every week. And my timing was different. That probably fucks it up too.
No, it's okay. I can take responsibility on that one. I read the words back to front this time.
Yeah, I know that feeling
Yeah.
all too well. All too well. I can't even throw shit anymore because I'm sliding the same fucking crap. What did Madame get up to this week? How was her week?
It was so busy. I had my first week of placement. I'm
Yeah.
working as a
Don't say
prop
it.
psych at a school. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Alright,
Believe
yeah.
it or not, I actually do know.
No, it happens, man. I get excited and say shit I shouldn't
Okay.
say.
Well, yeah, no, I'm working at a school as a prov psych, which has been fantastic. Better week this week than it was last week. Convinced my supervisor that I should be able to change my thesis
Oh,
again
shit.
for the third
They
time.
actually took it.
They took it because I actually
Wow.
got my shit together and showed them evidence that I could be capable of doing it.
Mm.
I did bouldering for the first time this week.
How is bouldering in comparison? Because you used to climb? No.
I've never climbed.
Okay. Because bouldering is like a more intense version of that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really hard. I got tired after an hour, so I just spent the rest of it sitting down and waited for my housemate to take me home.
Full bitch mode. She's like, I'm now useless.
Yeah, no, I do that. If I feel like I'm not good at something, it's not a good thing to do.
Oh no, you're the kid that takes the ball home.
Well, I'll sit around. I gave it another go, and
Okay.
I tried, but I
So you'll
was
hang
quite
out.
fatigued. Yeah. I was like,
Nice.
you take your time. I'm just gonna vibe out here and be sad that I couldn't do it. And then I had a really good day again today, and I had a fantastic psych session with my psychologist Paul, which was
Yeah,
awesome.
he's the good dude, not
yeah.
the shitty one.
Nah, fuck
Yeah.
psychiatrists.
Except the drugs they give.
Yeah, I really
Delicious.
do need the stimulant granola.
If they're all prescribed.
Breakfast granola is my favorite, and that would be the good stimulant medication and birth control combo. It's great.
Is that a thing?
What? It's what I take.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I
I'm
take
with
birth
you.
control in the morning, I take my Vyvanse in the morning, and then I take 2 Dexys in the afternoon, and...
You're like an
I'm
80-year-old
getting-
lady with her like thing for like Mondays, but they're like completely non-age specific.
Yeah, it's great. It's a wonderful time. But yeah, I had a great session with Paul, and he helped me work through a pretty big thing, and it was great. He's like, now it's wishful thinking, but I'm really hoping that one day we'll get to the point where I can compliment you in a session without you like turning away and saying that you're uncomfortable. I was like, that is wishful thinking indeed. Sorry, sir.
It's a process.
It is a
I needed
process.
coffee, so I haven't had coffee yet.
We should have gotten coffee.
I was going to get one, but I went to the roasting warehouse, who are conveniently located near Benuch Studios.
Please feel free to
but-
sponsor us with free coffee.
I want to reach out to them one day soon.
You should, and then we
Soon.
should
We're
like,
getting there,
highlight
actually.
them. We could.
Um,
We're getting good views.
yeah,
Yay,
good-
thanks
good
guys.
Viewage.
How about you? What has been new for
This week?
Nooch? Yeah.
So this is the full week of that clean eating meal prep.
Mm.
I had help from a certain special someone who's in the audience. We made like a pretty hectic calorie controlled menu for the entire week, and it was delicious.
Awesome.
And I actually ate more because I realized I was eating not enough.
Yeah, that does happen.
As someone who was like really heavy growing up, when you diet down, you tend to eat less.
Yeah.
And then it looks ironic that like a fat person eats less.
Yeah.
So it's not only both savage, but then really cruel
Yeah.
that you don't eat much, but your body adapts. And he's like, no, fatty.
Disagree strongly though,
What?
because I was quite like I was a lot bigger than I am now.
Mm.
I still have the same appetite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you miss the point of what I was saying?
I feel like I got lost along the way.
You
to be
totally
honest.
did.
Yeah. You
It's
said your
that
body
it's-
adapts though. My
Yeah,
body
but
hasn't
so-
adapted.
No. Okay, but in the bad way, where it adapts to I'm eating less and less and less and less, but I'm not losing weight.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm
So,
following now.
yeah, we've done it the other way now, where I'm actually eating
It's
significantly
also
more
because
than I
you're
used to.
burning more energy. You need to sustain it, and then protein to build muscle, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Super important.
It's not fair, but it is good. And I realized today that I thank you, Blue Goat, but we are not a couple.
No, we are not.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
For him, I don't know. I felt awkward for him. No.
We've got another audience member though who is dating this lovely man.
Yes. But before we get distracted, yeah, I realized yesterday that I hadn't been to a bar since February.
That's a long
So
time.
I had an awesome friend, Christy, who is a singer, songwriter,
We like that.
and she had a gig last night, so we went, and it was fun. I was even a little bit drunk off 2 beers.
Oh my.
Mm.
It does get like that, doesn't it? After you
Speaking
stop
of
drinking for a while.
beers, Lil, what's our favorite segment?
Drink of
I'm
the
so
week.
glad that was the right segment. For a second, I was like,
You were you're our barkeep. You're our officially licensed out of date barkeep. but
I
you're our
am.
barkeep.
I don't have a valid RSA anymore. But tonight I made 1.5 standard drink, gin and tonic. What gin
With lime
did
and
we
cucumber.
use?
With 4 pillars.
4 Pillars gin with Regal tonic. I remember it because it said Regal, and I'm always astounded by certain words. Regal is one of them.
Mm.
With cucumber and a hell of a lot of a half a lime. And
It's really
it's
nice. It's
really
really nice.
tasty. I've done
Yeah,
a
it's
good
good.
job. I was very impressed with my skills.
The cucumber
The
and the
cucumber.
lime
The
works
Benedict's
very well together.
cucumber batch.
You should name the drink. I don't even know if it's I've never. How would you order that in a bar?
A muggy tonic. Looks a bit
Right.
muggy.
The juice tonic. Nope.
Give it a juice.
Got no fun today, guys. No laughs. No nothing. All right. So,
No.
with that awkward pause, we move into.
A TikTok?
We do move into the TikTok segment.
I hope they're funny.
Oh, and Blue Goat, do you? Because I've seen you on a few times, bro. Do you watch? You watch only on Twitch? You could watch us on YouTube and
We're funny on.
Spotify and everything else.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you know
So-
either of us personally is also probably
No,
another good question.
he was
Or are you
watching
just an
me
OG
play
follower?
video games. This was the guy that watched me play video games a long time ago. This is like the first episode you were on,
Ah.
and fucking just hung out.
What an OG. Thanks, mate.
And
Thanks. We stand.
he's a cool dude. All right, so the first one, you're not going to know what these are because I've just copy and pasted them. So to everyone listening, what are we doing with the segment? Because I've been listening to week by week and we
We're
keep
making
changing
new
it,
rules.
and I'm so confused.
Well, it's only been the second week, so
yes, and
it's a.
you
Okay.
ended up with a point last week.
No. You ended up with. Oh no, I. Okay.
think
So
we
the
gave
point
you a
system
point.
is, I get a point if I win, as in if you laugh and enjoy it. If you don't laugh, you get the point, as in you
Yes.
win. And then we're gonna do a total of X scores, and then the loser, as in the one with the least points, will have to drink a substance or eat a thing.
Okay.
I think that was like the general consensus of what we had doing.
Yes.
Yeah, but you need to add a point because last week I had shit videos and you didn't laugh at all, so you won a point.
I
for
laughed
that.
at one, I think.
Yeah, you did, but most of my that was
a
like
tie
a
game.
1 out of 3, which
And you've got some external help. Friend of the show, Hisham Attar,
yeah,
has submitted one, and we pulled one out.
better be
right?
fucking funny, mate.
So I'm going to save his for the end.
You
So
did
do
2.
we
You
say
added 2 of his.
If I laugh at half, I lose.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
How many is that?
6,
Maybe I
there's
should
6.
Maybe I shouldn't know how many there are,
Okay.
and just see how we go.
Okay. Well, you know now because I said the number, but yeah,
I wasn't listening, so we're good.
excellent.
You could have a face-to-face conversation today with Jesus. What is the one thing that you would want to
Fuck.
You could have a face-to-face
No,
conversation.
that's pretty good. Oh, I just realised we're gonna have to break these down for people too.
Yeah. Okay.
It's gonna make it difficult.
Yeah.
But my biggest flex was pulling a 19-year-old when I was 14. Jesus Christ.
You a victim.
I I'm sorry.
Thanks, man.
I just
That's
thought it was
so true, though.
because I've also been in that position.
Fucked.
You a victim.
All right. I think everyone understands that.
Yeah.
I read that out, and that's awkward. I giggled, I think. Giggle.
I heard you want a baby.
Just wait.
So here you go.
Why are you bringing... Am I fucked already?
I just love that.
We haven't
Guys
even
be
hashed
like,
these ones
oh,
yet.
look at my bicep, look at my abs. Okay, show me your legs though. Show me your legs. You skip leg day? Show me your legs. Guys,
That guy actually have no legs? Oh, man. Well, I lose at this point, so we can give you the point. But
I've
there's
finally
more.
got some good videos.
They're
Hey.
really good.
Right?
So,
No.
obviously, you guys heard that, but as the dude walked away, he had nubs. Rough.
Use this ordinary straw to drink a drink. It's easy to exhaust us. So, I invented this super straw. Turbo increase system
This
is
looks
added
terrifying.
inside. The design is very human. Let me demonstrate.
Oh my god. It's gonna...
Very easy to use. When we use this
That's so
ordinary
good.
straw,
Next one.
Mate, we've got such
So my
very different
problem with
videos.
this world is that people literally still use fucking plastic straws when we know they hurt turtles. We fucking know they hurt turtles and we just fucking use them anyway. What the fuck is that? So my problem with this
Okay,
world...
so Ashley,
Oh,
Ashley's ones were
that
strong.
is
I'm so glad they were at
chaotic.
the
That
end.
is chaotic.
That's very good.
Oh lord, we have
Um,
very different feeds, my dude, but very good.
The second last one with the Asian man had like a small straw, obviously not optimal for drinking, and then had some weird fan convected thing. Basically, just like a dude trying to suck a dick, and then sprayed with whatever was in the bowl. They were awesome.
They
All
were.
right,
So,
that's that's a 2 to
that's
1.
a 2 to me, yeah.
We haven't even decided what the bad thing is. I guess if you win, you can pick.
Yeah, I guess so.
And to the meat and potatoes of our podcast. I was going to say segment. Our dating shit.
And all the while, you're just really wondering, are we going to get hopped up enough to make some bad decisions? Perhaps play a little game called Just a Tip. Just for a second, just to see how it feels.
I love how I forgot what it was called and called it our dating shit. So
That's
this week,
precisely what it
guys,
is.
I'm very, very, very tired this week.
Me too.
And drifting from the point.
Slightly.
So we're going to go back now that we've covered the full, not spectrum, but the full gamut of that initial meeting of a human being.
Yeah, before getting to that date point.
Yeah, and we'll flush out people's sticking points and common things with each one of the weeks we've already covered.
Cool.
So if everyone's forgotten, in the first week we covered the approach. So this will be sticking points with approaching or being approached. So we'll cover guys first, and then girls after.
Cool.
Right.
Sounds good.
Okie dokie. So, a common one for dudes that, and this is all personal experience, guys. Obviously, it's not gospel. I have no formal qualifications.
No, you don't.
I just see shit, notice it, and
Observe it and then make comments about it.
talk about it.
Mm.
And got paid for it currently last week, so that was pretty good.
We
got a
got to add
paycheck.
that to the week thing. Oh,
See, that was very
I
aggressive
like
because
it.
I have
No, that
space.
worked.
I have space.
And I have none, so I can actually see
Yeah,
now.
and now you know how I feel.
I
and it's
do,
very intimidating,
slightly,
isn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
They say I didn't
But I
abuse you
no,
for
I was
not having
happy
a good
though.
high
That was
five.
forceful. That was
Yeah.
exactly what was needed. The last
all
6
right.
weeks.
So yeah, approach anxiety. So to anyone that doesn't know what approach anxiety is, it is the equivalent of feeling like you have to jump out of an airplane, but you're just trying to talk to a girl. And it's a comment I didn't realize girls don't get this. So as a dude, one of the most terrifying things, and a lot of guys that say that they don't feel it are lying about it. One, you always get nervous before approaching someone.
Mm-hmm.
Mate, I get slightly nervous before asking someone something inside a fucking shop, right?
Yeah.
Let alone trying to have a conversation with them in person. And a lot of people will use that as an excuse to stop approaching, and get severely discouraged by that feeling. It's a common conception that you should be comfortable with it, and that's never going to go away.
Yeah.
So it's just a process of understanding that that's how it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I think even skydivers mentioned that like they still get the little butterflies before they jump.
Yeah,
because there's a
There's adrenaline.
yeah, and there's a real outcome. Like something's about to happen. You're not going to die by talking to a girl.
Yeah.
But you've got a fight or flight response to it,
Mm.
and it's just something you've got to address, deal with. You don't have to ignore it. It kind of makes it fun once you get used to it because you get little shots of adrenaline by going up and talking to people.
Could I tell you a little side note that is related to what you've just shared?
Mhm.
So there's actually been like psychological studies on this kind of approach thing, and they had like a control group, and then they had a group of two sets of like men, and they would be out on a plank on like a ledge per se, and so a woman would be standing on one side over here.
Mhm.
And then a man would be on the further end, where there was like maybe like a slight, maybe like a meter drop, right?
Yep.
They compared that as a control compared to a man that was 3 meters up talking to the woman on the ledge. And it was the men
But
that
he was above
experienced
her?
more. Yeah.
Talking down.
No. So like he was just higher. So he was off the ground.
Yeah.
There's like a ledge
Yep.
equivalent. So he's higher off the ground
Yep.
than the counterpart male who was like 1 meter off. And what they found is that because there was so much adrenaline when they were speaking to the attractive woman, the men were more confident at that heightened level of arousal in their body physiological response, and most of them asked that woman out as a result
What do you mean?
of feeling more confident. So the bodily response was so filled with norepinephrine, adrenaline, and all the heart racing and all that kind of stuff that they actually associated that fear and the bodily arousal as arousal, and they felt more confident in approaching that woman for her number as part of the study.
But okay, so
what I'm saying is
But
a
how
healthy
and
amount
or
of
why?
anxiety is good
I was
because
just trying to
the
understand the reason for the height
the
difference.
physiological thing. 1 meter is not going to cause much of a heart palpitation. It's not-
Oh, so they were like raised quite high.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I get you. Oh, yeah. No, 100%.
So-
So the actually, yes. So then the first time you do it, it would become easier to approach after that too because you got the adrenaline. Nice. See, it
Just
took
one
me a while to get there.
You got there though. That's
But
what
once I got
matters.
there,
I
it
look, I
fucking
didn't
made
explain
perfect
that
sense.
very well, so that's all right.
No, dude, I'm fucking. And dealing with Peter Benici things. The next one, what do we got? Oh, not knowing what to say. Common one.
Yes.
Look, there is no easy way to say it. Not having stuff to say will make it difficult.
As it always does.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
But the art of the chit chat or the bullshit talking, a large portion of it is just looking. I'm not even looking for things to say, but you can be direct if you've actually worked up the balls to talk to someone. Go on.
Do you prefer scripting, or do you? Well, actually, no. I feel like you're someone that would prefer to just improvise and go with, the natural flair that you have. But do you think for most men that they would try to prepare something to say?
Well, the
when
best
they're
thing
going
that you
up to
can do
someone?
is honestly, if some funny shit happens throughout the night, or there's like a story of something, or just something interesting that's happened previously, people love fucking being asked opinions and stuff.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't if you have to work at it too hard, it'll come off a bit contrived unless you're quite a good storyteller. In which case, mate, they probably don't need to listen to this if they're good storytellers.
Yeah.
But something lighthearted and honestly, like, not worrying about what you have to say. If the girl is into you, they'll give you the benefit of the doubt anyway.
That's true.
Girls aren't going to shred you, especially now when most of them get hit up on Tinder and you just worked up the balls to go talk to someone. There is nothing wrong with being like, oh my God, you're so cute. I had to come and say hi. My name's Peter. How are you?
Probably cute not being the best one to approach with though.
But see,
Cute
no, you
is
don't
like
want to.
infantile.
You have to
almost.
read. You have to read the person. So if she's stunning or whatever, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, you're gorgeous. But it is okay. You could just say I had to come and say hi.
Yeah.
There's a myriad of things you can say, and you know what? If you say the wrong thing, it doesn't matter. You've just come and approached someone.
Yeah. True.
If a person cuts you down based on what you've said, unless you literally said, "Hey slut, let's fuck," like, I don't know.
Proposition, I hear, sir.
It's a good indicator of either the mood that they're in or the person they are.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's
you
fair.
know,
I'll pay that.
some people are into shit humans. I don't know.
Hi, my name's Annalil.
But the main thing to take from that is, if you've had some weird shit happen to you in your life, or you've had some weird shit happen on a night out, use it.
Yeah.
Hey, such and such was supposed to come out tonight, but XYZ happened. Isn't that fucked up? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
And then hopefully, also remember, you're not supposed to carry the entire conversation.
No, that's very true.
You might feel like that, but you don't have to. And if you ain't gonna try,
then it ain't worth it.
Yeah. And honestly, you don't have to 100% ground yourself in this one shot. You're gonna be at the venue for a while.
Yeah.
You with your mates. You came, you said hey, had a quick chat.
You did the thing. If you got a response, awesome.
And you're a good social human, you got to hang out with your crew.
Yeah.
Like, it would be weird if you just went, spoke to someone and fucked off.
Yeah. Like, oh shit, I'm going home. That failed me.
Where's old mate? Oh, he's just talking to girls. Like, why does he come out with us? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do. Totally.
And that was quite a lot of sticking points for men talking.
As a woman, I've got...
Actually, no, yours are good. And if you wanna skip some, or let me get, guys, I'm trying to navigate fucking spreadsheet, and it's I hate you. Jesus, how much? There we go.
Cool.
All right, just go with the first one, and I'll stop breaking things.
So, some common sticking points for people when dating, particularly in the female/woman sphere, but also could be generally, and I'm not going to just classify it. Like we said before, it applies if it applies, right? Take it if it resonates. If it doesn't, don't. There's this thing that a lot of my girlfriends, and even sometimes myself, there's this thinking that you need to be spoken to first before you initiate a conversation. So for me, obviously I'm forward. I'm the one who initiates the conversation. I've recently downloaded Tinder and Hinge again, and I've been the one who initiates.
Can we I was going to say, can we make one for kids called Tinlet? Don't do that. Don't do that.
A baby play date set up. That could work.
Or a fucking breeding ground for
not
pedophiles.
Doing that.
No.
Right. Anyway, great conversation. Let's move along.
Yeah. There's definitely nothing wrong with approach.
Okay, I thought you were going to say something else. Anyway.
Yep.
Yep.
Carry on, madam. Forward.
So yeah, I am definitely the approacher. But a lot of my girlfriends aren't, and I will be like, just message them, and it's a matter of, but I don't want to double text, or if I don't want to, and like I get that because I've been that person before, and I still am sometimes and in some contexts, but it's a bit like shooting your own shot, because at the end of the day, if someone's interested, right, they're gonna respond.
Yeah. And if a person's put off by you being interested,
then that's them issue.
they've either got another option, or they're not into you, and neither one of those are good things that you want to entertain.
No,
you know what I
not
mean?
at all. So yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And then I suppose a little bit of a follow up with that is that waiting to reply as well. So like
I said this too.
Yeah, you said it before.
Whenever.
Because I am a quadruple/8 times texter. If I've got something that's on my mind, I am gonna pound you with messages because I don't have a filter and I have no shame. And also, once again, if you really are interested, then it's not going to matter.
Right, correct.
But I also know people who will be like, oh, they messaged, and like an hour after I'd messaged them. So now I have to wait an hour and 5 minutes or whatever. And I've done that same thing before too. But once again, it's shooting your shot, because while you're waiting in that time, it's almost like fostering a little bit of this dependency, I think. And, like I've come from a relationship recently where I was quite codependent and I was waiting on the response. And it takes out time of your day. It takes out time of the things that you're interested in. And I think it's almost like a slippery slope to where you can lose yourself a little bit.
Yeah. It's one of those hard things, because then it's hard to
But you don't want to
tell.
seem too eager too, right? And you want the other person to be interested. So you do need a little bit of that chase and, that delay as well, especially when you are initiating. And
so it could be about making a clear distinction between like texting early and then just pumping the brakes.
Yeah.
You know what? It's okay to get overexcited and over text. If you haven't had a text in like a long time,
there's
nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the obligatory, just like maybe a follow-up thing.
Yeah.
And you can just see where that other person's at that point. Yeah. Some people are cool and they're completely despondent and they can not do that.
Yeah.
But honestly, if that sort of shit makes you feel comfortable, it's So honestly, it's just another thing that allows you to see who you align with.
Yeah.
So, having someone that would reply back, because they can, maybe they're a bit empathetic as well. These are all things that I guess as you get a bit older, you learn to understand. Whilst like vomiting can be like this hardcore, right?
Yeah.
If you've just met someone, but there's definitely areas of like 3 texts is okay. I'd say once there's been 4 with no reply, it's GG. Just pick it up and move on.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would. Yeah, that makes sense.
And there's also like, ironically enough, I think the guys get hammered for ghosting girls, but the amount of girls that ghost dudes is fucking astronomical, man. Like, but there's no. I do actually. I lie. I was about to say I do. I don't really see the ramifications of girls ghosting, but I do. I have heard stories recently of just how aggressive guys get when they get shot down.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. Like,
Do you?
getting mad is not going to make her want to fuck you anymore.
No, it makes you more repulsive.
Yeah, and it just makes you look like a little kid.
A little bit like a toddler that can't handle rejection.
But I do understand that it is incredibly rude to get ghosted.
Ghosting is fucked. I've been ghosted. I
understand it's bad, but I do also kind of get that it's part of the gig.
I agree, but I also think that you can be a decent human and send a message.
But this is just...
And I guess it's a separation of what is personal.
But then the other person could not feel comfortable sending that message of,
then
hey, look, I don't think we're going to
communication
vibe.
and
I only gave you the number because I was awkward. I didn't want to shut you down in public. Like...
You can say that, or even you can just say generally, I'm really sorry, I'm just not interested.
But I guess giving the
people
context is that the other person feels just as awkward, and it's like it's just generally an awkward situation.
I mean, yeah, but
and no one has to blame anyone. It is hard to make sense out of not getting anything back.
Yeah.
But
look, no one owes us anything.
The general consensus is if the person wants to see you or meet you or speak to you, they'll get it done. They'll get the job done.
And I agree with that. I think it's just something that when it comes to ghosting, I think it's
in an age where we kind of look for things to be mad at. I think understanding that both people are awkward in a situation where someone doesn't like someone.
Like, I agree with that, but I still think, I don't know. I think for me personally, I prefer to be honest with people if I'm not interested.
Yeah, but a lot of people
I
aren't
prefer
comfortable
that common decency back. And yeah, it is about comfortability, but also work on your shit, work on your communication. Honestly, the more you can deal with rejection, and this is also a memo to self because I need to learn this too.
I was going to say, it's the same for the person that gets ghosted. No, you got to listen to what I'm saying.
No,
so it's more about like not taking it personal.
Yeah,
you're like, they're just not interested. Cool.
But people will always personalize that stuff, especially
100%.
if they don't know how to separate.
Yeah.
And this is what Paul was saying to me for my own advice. He was like, people and you really struggle to separate things such as feedback, constructive criticism, irrelevant criticism,
that's probably the hardest,
and noise. He's like, people don't know how to separate those things. And then it's when you start to, I suppose, blur them all together that everything becomes personalized, because two things can be said in the same time, but it doesn't
100%.
need to be contextually related.
True. Big true.
So just small things to consider. But I'll move on to the next point.
So I guess the big thing in that is don't take it personal.
Try not to.
But your initial point was that it's okay to speak first too.
Yes. Initiate, don't initiate.
chica.
Do what you got to do. I'll go over the
You went into waiting
next
to reply.
Yeah, so apologizing too much. So I know that I do this when I'm talking to people. This happened today. I had like a Tinder date human call me today because they wanted to hear my voice, I guess. And it was a really nice conversation. And I was apologizing and I didn't even realize it. And they were like, "Why are you apologizing?" I just said I like that. And I was like, I don't know. And I realized after like the 4th time of them calling me out on that, I'm like, fuck, I like really need to tone it down a bit. Like, wow, you just don't become so conscious of it until it's been called out. And most people don't call it out. So
yeah, but a lot of people don't read into someone apologizing a lot as a negative thing.
And I don't think it was perceived as a negative thing. I think it was more of a like, why are you apologizing? There is quite literally no reason. And I think that that's something that can like get in the way.
It can say a lot about them too. Just to give you context.
It can, with like that perception as well, for sure.
It's kind of a move where like, how do I explain it? It's like he's doing you a favor by saying you don't have to apologize. That can create an emotional spike, saying shit like that.
It didn't create one for me.
No, but it resonated with you, so I would say it did.
it made me realize how much I do it because I've got a lot of friends that do it too and call me out on it.
A lot of people do it because we all don't want to offend people.
Yeah, true.
It's part of a cold read too.
Yeah.
That whilst over apologizing sucks, don't be you.
Yeah, of course.
With context, you might do it too much, but there's nothing wrong with apologizing. Maybe if you don't need to.
Yeah.
You just
And that was pretty much what I was doing. I think it's more just being conscious of over apologizing because at least when I hear men do it, like when I've gone out with because I've got a few mates with social anxiety.
Yes.
And when we're out at dinner, just like the two of us, like I have an example with one of my mates, awesome dude, but he just keeps apologizing, and to me, it's like I love you, but shut the fuck up. So I think it's maybe not in the initiation, but if it's something that's already coming up,
I get you.
It is something to be mindful of.
Yeah.
And then also the oversharing component. I am one of those humans. I am the loud human that overshares. That can be intimidating, and people can go walk away, shoot your shot that way. And then one of the things is for friends who are more likely to be shy or quiet, they can sort of be, I don't want to say overpowered, but I know I'm a loud friend, and I know that I can definitely
Feeling
take
like
out.
they're outshone, I think, would be maybe their
But I don't think that's necessary. I guess I can't speak because I'm not the shy friend. But when I'm out with my mates that are more quiet and withdrawn, I am sure to introduce them. I am sure to include them. I'm sure to make them come up on that pedestal because I know that they won't do it for themselves.
Yeah, but that becomes like controlling the frame and stuff too, and you kind of cuck them in that respect by doing that.
Not if they ask for it though, because I've had friends that say, "I need you to help me with this because I can't." That being said, sometimes I do take control, and I know that can be a bit of a cuck. So I get that.
I guess it's a thing that people that need to worry about, especially in a generic dynamic, male-female dynamic. It's not going to be necessarily off-putting unless the person that is the center of attention will actually get aggressive and then cause a block. If a guy's obviously trying to talk to another friend, and then that friend keeps going and they get a bit emotional because they've put in all this effort to make the interaction something special, and they've realized, because sometimes I guess the fear for the quiet girl is that, or guy, is that the loud one assumes that they're interested in them.
Yeah.
Which is quite often can happen. But if the person does like you, you can kind of use that as a filter. Like if the guy wants to go for what he wants for, or girl, fuck,
or they them, or
the organism currently approaching the other organism.
Precisely.
Fucking Jesus,
we got it. We're progressive. We got it.
And if they want it, they should go for it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they'll find a way to get to you.
There's always a way. Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes step up and take a swing, because he who hesitates masturbates, my friend. Yes.
I knew you would do that.
That's not masturbating at all.
It could be if you're very enthusiastic that way.
Yeah. So don't let other people perceiving to be stealing your thunder think that that's a bad thing. It can work in your favor.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then because the person coming could be if they just go for the loud person, then they weren't interested in you. They just wanted to fuck. And there's nothing wrong with that, but don't take it personally.
Do be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might have saved you. You might have actually genuinely liked this person, be looking for a relationship. They've somehow they've put on the landmine for you.
Yeah.
I didn't want to use grenade because major. I'm I don't know, stood in front of the bullet. I'm it's all the same.
GTO.
These are all things. These are all things.
Right. So should we go to our news segment?
Yes, people. Let's go into the news.
No news is good news.
That's right. One of these days I will get to our review much before the grab ends.
Yes.
Give me some microphone, ma'am. I just want to make sure you're all good. Nice. All right.
Don't know what I just said.
So
yeah.
This week we're going to talk about Demi Lovato going diet ham ? So one of my favorite, longest subscribed YouTube channels. I know it doesn't say we're subscribed there, but it's the podcast thing. Is what's his name? I'm getting nervous. No, Philip DeFranco. and he covered.
You gonna ask him out on a date?
I would. He's a bit of a handsome dude.
You missed my point.
What am I gonna ask him
You
out?
said you were getting nervous, and I was like, why? You're gonna ask
Oh,
me out?
nice. Hey, I like that. That's all right.
Thanks.
There's a lot going on up here. I was trying to like make sure all this stuff's flashing and this is all good, and you know.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, he actually summed it up quite well. So Demi Lovato kind of had a bit of a run-in this week with a fucking small food chain, and let's Billy D explain what the fuck's going on.
Into it. First up today, we have a story that has blown up this week. Some of you requested it, and to be honest, I do think it is genuinely one of the dumbest stories to get attention this week. So let's get through this Demi Lovato news. If you didn't see, she was feuding with a froyo shop. This because Demi wrote about her experience going to a shop in LA called The Big Chill, saying finding it extremely hard to order froyo from The Big Chill when you have to walk past tons of sugar-free cookies / other diet foods before you get to the counter. Do better, please. # diet culture vultures.
Okay. So then this then kind of goes down a route. We will hit it because he covers a lot of good cross sections of people's responses and stuff to it. But I guess what's your initial feeling on her walking into a fucking frozen yogurt store and then with all of her sway basically shaming this little small Big Chill? I don't even know if they're a chain or not.
I feel like I'm gonna end up playing devil's advocate here again.
Nah. No. Just be real.
Well, as someone that has have like best friends with EDs,
Yes.
partners with EDs, all the stuff with disordered eating, and then knowing that Demi Lovato is someone that went through that in like a really extreme phase. Where
So
she
what was her
hospitalized.
extreme thing? Was she anorexic or something?
I think it was bulimia, and she
Nice.
also had issues with substance use as well. Please correct me, anyone, if it was AN, but I'm pretty sure it was bulimia. And she was quite, like, she was very unwell.
She has issues with food.
She does.
Yep.
So I think given her personal context, I see why she posted that.
Yeah.
I do think she didn't consider while she was doing that, yes, the impact of the business, but also the requirements, like it will mention it next,
Yes.
but things like about veganism and diabetic
And
requirements.
then things are kind of bigger than self
bigger than that.
in this
but what she
instance.
did, like what was raised is the fact that there was a like it's about the fact that they advertise guilt-free kind of style foods, and that I think has stigmatizing diet culture language, so I will agree with that. But
I got a
sugar-free
question, though.
is different from
If,
guilt-free.
Yeah, well, okay, so say it is, it's all information that's available, right?
Yeah.
And I understand, like, there are things that trigger just many different things, not just eating disorders.
Absolutely.
And they're all present and whatnot. But using, like, I don't know how many millions of followers she has, right, to effectively brand assassinate someone, I guarantee you she wouldn't do this with any of the clothing brands that she wears that would possibly use animal skin, child labor, all the myriad of other things in this world that are really fucked up. But because this resonates with her, and because it's in a space currently where, shaming anyone is kind of, it's supported to go against that, right? So she's effectively tried to delete this company because it's something that's affected her directly, right?
Yeah.
But if it was something else, like a major sponsor or whatever, which she probably has, she's probably sponsored by Samsung and all these companies that have terrible fucking heinous practices, right? But says nothing and doesn't speak out because it doesn't affect her. So I guess given that context, I would like to say she can go fuck herself.
Fair enough.
Just because it resonates to you doesn't mean you can ruin someone's livelihood. You can talk about it, right? But, trying to set up like assigning them to the diet culture
see, the
vultures
hashtag I think was
hashtag.
unnecessary. If she kept it at that tweet,
I think
I
she
think
could have
it-
removed the company and said, hey, there's actually some, because there's, a few different yogurt stores in downtown LA. And if she can use the coverage to adjust them all, not a specific one.
okay, I'll pay that.
right?
I
Give
see
them
the point that you're
opportunity
making.
to do so. Yeah. Again, I'm telling you, right, she saw red and then just she wanted to get them back because they made her feel a certain way, right? And that says more about her on so many levels than it does the
It's
company.
the emotional reaction.
Basically just going along with, I don't think the person that wrote the thing was like, hey, let's fucking shame some people and make them feel like shit. As a fat dude, like,
No, of course not.
you know what I mean?
it's not a
I see the
mindful
diet
thing.
things as like, sweet man, I know I can have that. And it also, like, there's a lot of different things we need to look at here instead of just crushing a brand because it made you feel bad. Although, no, if she wants to do that to everything that she's involved with, which she doesn't.
I'd also,
a hypocrite, man.
And on that note, with agreeing with you, I would say that, and I'll rephrase that. A friend of mine who has experienced ED stuff.
Yeah, man. It's shit.
It is shit.
Hell is shit.
But one thing that they have said to me is, we all have triggers.
Yeah.
They are our personal triggers to work on and deal with. It's not other people's responsibility to be catering to our triggers. And that I will agree. That being said, diet culture is very much perpetuated in almost every single thing that we do, eat, breathe, see, retain.
Yeah.
And so I think that
but I don't think she's
this context is very specific. I think the fact that she's hashtagged, it's not even a way of promoting awareness about it. And I think that if you were to discuss ED culture stuff and diet culture, which is harmful, I've forgotten her name, really amazing and very, very intelligent actor who played in The Good Place.
Yeah, she's in this. They actually, I didn't even show you this. They reference her. Maybe you saw the clip of her.
Because she's fantastic.
Talks about
and
it. We can get to it if you like.
Please hashtag diet culture vultures. And adding that she plans to use dietary restrictions and allergies. Though we also saw the likes of Jamila Jamil supporting
That's her,
But
guys.
if an eating disorder advocate says she sees products that are positioned as guilt-free and it is potentially triggering, that doesn't mean she's too stupid to remember that diabetics exist. It just means that we need to change the marketing of products that are for people's medical needs. Guilt-free.
Okay.
So this is the language I do agree
But
with.
I would counter that with what gives you the right to say that we should do that anyway.
Because we should also be targeting marketing in a way that is specific to people with health needs. It shouldn't be about creating this diet culture.
Having a deeper
let's
understanding
stay
of marketing,
thin,
that
let's
it's not
stay
like
cute and pretty
it's a
and all
tool.
this because but it's manipulative and coercive the way
100%.
marketing is. But
Definitely.
we also know that that's how marketing works. It's how it's effective.
Yep.
We want to target people to make them feel bad about themselves, so they buy, purchase, etc. products. So I get
you
it.
know the game. Yeah.
It's not going to necessarily change, but I think highlighting and raising awareness to it is still an important thing.
But look at that response. That's a clear deflection. Like, she's like, well, it doesn't mean that she's actually stupid because... Well, actually, it does because she tried to use... she's neglecting the fact that she's used a large portion of humans to try and cancel one store because it made a mistake, offended her. Say it was done on purpose.
Yeah.
What gives a celebrity the right to start closing stores down because they disagree?
But do you think it'll start closing stores down?
So if you want to go into this one, they've actually kind of exploded and they have lines out the door. But it's more because of the reaction.
I was going to say, that's what you get. If
Because
there's enough publicity on something, it's not
it's because a
necessarily
lot of
gonna
people
generate
agree with
bad
the sentiment of
traction.
she probably shouldn't have said anything.
Just get you.
And that, like, I understand that it's triggering and that it's shit and that it's all these bad things. But at a certain point, you have to remove yourself personally from it and be like, okay,
But when-
maybe I shouldn't personally attack stores. Again, when I think she's big with a lot of
She's also had an ED as well.
cruelty-free stuff. Yeah, of course, all of these people that
Well, yeah,
are
but I
strongly
think
ingrained with it.
It's really important though to recognize, and because I work with these populations,
Yeah.
I do know a fair bit about it. Unless you've ever experienced an ED in this capacity, or at least researched it thoroughly and know it personally and how it affects the people around you, people don't realize how it's almost like lizard brain.
Wasn't that all
In
mental
EDs.
disease?
Different ways. EDs are way
But they're all
more
things you can't help, right?
insidious and they're egotistical. So it is about self. Everything is perceived in relation to self when it comes to eating disorders.
Yeah.
With other disorders, it's more how I'm affecting others in relation to me.
Yep.
EDs are very, very it's egocentric.
Yep.
It's about myself, how I look to others.
Yeah.
But it's so intrinsically within and built within that system. Of course, it's going to be personalized. Of course, she's going to see it. And that's one thing that we won't understand. Well, this is obviously an assumption.
Yeah, but I think they need to take into consideration when they impact people's
But they won't consider
capacity
that
to earn.
when you have that brain.
I think she knows now.
She's obviously been made very well aware.
That's what I mean, though.
But with that being said, when you're in that mindset, particularly when ED brain is triggered, you are not going to see anything but your reaction and the trigger and your mindset in relation to that eating disorder. So
I think, well, I mean, yes, but are they completely incapable of any sort of thought around that? So
it depends on the person and their level of insight and awareness. And if you're someone that's still quite tied to your ED, no.
You still don't, it doesn't give them the right to do that.
Well, look, if we're going to play that, then it doesn't give anyone the right to say anything about anything. We shouldn't even be
I would be more saying when you're directly impacting someone's income. If this podcast was directly impacting another individual,
what if we
personally
affected Demi Lovato's career?
Fucking game on. I wish to have, if we have those sorts of problems, man, that would be great.
Well, you know what to do, guys.
But again,
spread the word.
then you do have a sort of social what's the word I want to say? Duty.
Yeah.
Once you have that sort of a following, you can't really use it for personal opinions anymore.
No, you need to be spreading
that's
awareness.
and that's why Joe Rogan cops a lot of stuff too, because he uses that platform for. So once you scale out to that sort of size, it's a different thing. She's used it herself, and I guarantee you she'd have a media team controlling that on the other days of the week too.
Usually, of course.
Yeah. But she's that's what I mean. She's been triggered, and she's used it to personally attack his company.
And so what I'm saying is,
I hate
see your
companies
point,
usually,
but
you know?
I also coming from a mindset.
You can see where she comes from, as
absolutely.
can I. But definitely, I don't think other people who, she would be perceived as like a hero with any of this sort of stuff, right? Like a lot of people look up to her and whatnot.
Yeah, and a lot of people though that have EDs were probably praising what she said too because of how they get triggered too.
Understand it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But to the rest of the people impacted by this, there's an impact, and like whilst the EDs suck dick, man, like they're fucking shit.
Yeah, big time. Highest mortality rate for a mental disorder, bipolar and eating disorders.
But like this comes up a lot, but I think it's definitely worth seeking that help about it. Maybe she should have contacted her psych before doing any of this.
Yeah, well, I was going to say DBT would be great for her. Dialectal behavioral therapy works with individuals, particularly with borderline personality disorder, but people that present with impulsive tendencies. So it's about stopping, pausing, reflecting before acting.
Having mechanisms around shit that triggers you.
Precisely.
But yeah, so there was a heap on that. So I think we got to be careful, man. Like she's wanting to change terminology and all this sort of stuff and, all these sort of things when really, how about the Americans start funding their mental healthcare system a bit better?
I mean, fuck, we could do it here too. Seriously, the fact that we only got 20 sessions.
I think it's good. I think that's good. Like that, we should definitely.
It appalls me that we've only got 20, and that's.
And I have So let's move into movies. We don't have a grab for movies yet because we don't use it enough.
Nope. You could do your
movie grab. All right, cool. So there was a trailer that dropped last night for a new series. They're hitting hard and fast. They've had a few stinkers. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is really good. This one's completely different, and I think you actually might enjoy it. So let's hope we don't get copyright striked, guys. Load. All right.
They called me Big Head.
One day, that big, beautiful, wound-wrecking head of yours is going to change the world.
Time to change the world by bringing it to...
So I'm going to preface all of this for you. So this guy's one of the biggest villains in the Marvel universe, and they're doing like a robot chicken style comedy based on a villain, which hasn't been done before.
To its knees! Attack! The future is MODOK! MODOK! And do you know what MODOK stands for?
Mental organism designed only
for killing.
For killing.
Where does he go at night? Nobody knows. Oh, no one took the cans out? Come on! Ah, shit.
We have to tell the kids about us.
Kids, she's lost her mind. You have to stop her.
Moda, what are you telling the kids?
I'm comforting them. And if you tell her I said any of this, this will be one of the many divorces where it is the kid's fault.
Oh God.
Bending Avenger, underwear
Early
model, and
thousands
lover of your wife.
background music, amazing soundtrack.
I shall reclaim my family. I shall reclaim my destiny.
Iron Man?
Cheap shot to the back of the head, I know. But I was actually aiming for literally any other part of your body.
Yeah! Woohoo!
Who is that voice actor?
For MODOK.
Right?
It's so familiar.
Yeah, it's a big actor. I haven't even checked it actually. It literally came out and I went to work. But so that's MODOK.
I'm
how
interested.
good does that look?
It does look good.
Yeah, see, so they haven't done anything like this. WandaVision, a lot of people like.
Yeah.
Not a fan because it's like 8 episodes of dialogue. But this is going to be fun, not serious.
I need to know who the voice actor is, though, please.
That's I can. You know what? Because I'll have to Google it and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't do it on the pod. Do you want to do it on the pod?
We'll do it after.
You got Feel the dead air though. I'm ready. Voice actor for MODOK trailer.
Oh. Fuck.
There's Patton Oswalt.
No, that does not in the slight. Okay, I need to know who that is.
I don't know who that
probably
is.
first,
Yeah,
'cause
right.
Oh,
Yes,
I
it is
knew-
him.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's the short, fat guy from Everything.
Yes. Oh, he's such a. I love that. Yeah, no, he's a great actor.
He's a comic too. I'm pretty sure he's a pretty big stand-up comic.
He's in United
like,
States
the early
of
90s.
Tara, and that's how I picked up the voice.
Oh yeah, he is right.
Neil.
So that's us for this week.
Yeah.
We bring it in under time again.
Whoop, whoop.
It's 2 weeks in a row. I misbalanced.
Yeah.
And you know what it is? My left hand. I can't do it on my left
That
hand.
sounds like a you problem.
It's very much a me problem. Thank you everyone for listening to the Potty Cakes.
Yes, thank you.
Where will they follow us? On all the social medias.
Pod, not a plod, it's a pod. On all the social medias, and also if you wanted to, you can follow on Twitch. So I believe that you could do that to us here, with Banuch's account.
Banuch and Irrelevant Platitudes.
That as well. And you can email
either
us as well if you really want to. I'll let Nooch do that one.
Irrelevant.platitudes@gmail.com.
Yeah, send us your feedback. Tell us what you want to hear, and if you've got any funny TikToks, send them in because we love a laugh.
Yeah, actually killed it, and you guys both did very well.
We did really well.
It's
I redeemed myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to eat like a. You got to figure out what we're gonna do
with what?
That segment. Like, what's the first to 5? What's the bad thing that happens to the 5th?
Punch in the face. I'll cop that.
That's aggressive. You'll enjoy it. That's not a bad thing.
Facts. Righto.
Anyway, that's us for the week, right?
See ya.
Bye, guys.
What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting. The car's cold. The Pioreal.
Get the fuck out of here! What? Fucking warm it up. Get out of here!
All right.
You heard the man. Get out of here. Thanks for listening to Irrelevant Platitudes. The whole screen shook. The mic arm, the screen, the headphones. I was looking down and the whole fucking thing shook.
Trying.
You do want to hit things. Everyone on the live stream, thank you.
Thank you for watching.
And I've got a runny nose. It's the Rona.
Oh, that's
No,
enough.
it's the gin.
That's really good. I made a really good gin.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.